single window of agriculture. We are looking holistically. When the TCP minister is creeping on bringing laws, and I assembly in China attack conversion of land. When a person then hanga paule taka, debt is so much, green is like paule, he is forced to sell, and these laws are there to support for conversion. These are all farmer leaders who have come. They will tell you the practical problem.
See, in the beginning of any financial year, like finances expenditure, 5/12 expenditure, full budget is going to be passed in the beginning of every financial year. This 2-3 months delay that once the financial expenditure we receive, immediately will. And if there are changes there, no, with that farmer will get money early.
No, that is what you are saying in not in practically, but in तुम्ही कितें म्हणटा न्ही की फार्मिंग फार्मराचे पयशे मेळटले देर आर एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह डिफिकल्टीज किंवा डिलेज बट फार्मर विल नॉट वेट फॉर योर डिफिकल्टीज एंड डिलेज he is guided by the natural rains and seasons. So आपल्या टायमार रोयतलोच, but at that time he should have that support. Why that support is not coming in time?
But delay because after not in the month of June.
किती delay झाला?
By July, सगळी पैसे इतले जाणार.
It is already a backlog. If you see the applicants, if you see the applicants, number of applicants, number of subsidy people, or the support price, number of farmers are supposed to get, it is shocking.
Sir, you are not encouraging people now. If the data says 5,000 farmers.
No, I don't know from where you got 5,000.
Yeah, these are from your.
See, applicants itself were 3,640. Applicants for very support price.
Who gave you that?
No, we get it. No, what RTI
I'm
Malay.
getting 5,000.
ना तुझा डेटा काढून दिलो किती वाजता?
then you
डेटा
no
डेटा काय आमका?
Give you data.
ही तुमचो डेटा येता म्हणल्यार टाइम रावता पण फार्मर रावना रोवपाक आपले फार्मर आपले काम
Encouraging all the farmers gonna fields and rope on. So you all are basically.
farmer will not wait for administrative difficulties to be
Why
sorted out.
is that?
This is the one thing. Supplementary question. आम्ही आता ट्रॅक्टर दितात मागीर कस्टम सर्विस दितात मागीर हार्वेस्टिंग आनी ते एक मोरेनो खबर आसा आमी कितले करतात प्लस कितली सबसिडी गोंया भितर throughout the country no government is giving.
These farmers,
only government.
These farmers are not big farmers. They are having fragmented lands, small lands. They are from the ground to the stomach or to the mouth.
92% of Goa farmers are small and marginal farmers.
Absolutely.
3% are more farmers. That's why we are giving them more subsidy. You compare Goa subsidy, Goa's incentive given to the Goan farmer to other states. You compare. You will find that other states are not getting anything.
Other state farmers are big farmers.
Big farmers.
They are not farmers. You cannot compare those farmers with Goa farmers.
Goa farmers are small.
They are commercial farmers.
That's why state government is giving them extra incentives to keep this farming going.
And Goa farming, वर्षांनी 3-4 crops काढना. In other state they are round the clock crops katta, so they go into profits. Whereas here in Goa the farmers are very marginal farmers. They are only trying to build their livelihoods, and to build their livelihoods.
So आता जेन्ना compare करतोच, see what is the fear? Just about a year back, when our chief minister himself goes to the neighboring state and says, no, we will always remain, we will remain dependent on you. So that is what creates that fear. Jenna, the person on top says, we will ensure this chain remains intact, dependency on other states. That is where our fear comes, how to protect our farmers. आमच्या farmers कशे protect? You all are doing your job, there is no doubt. आता तुम्ही कशे म्हणे, in the beginning of financial there is a delay. But there are provisions. We know that in this particular season, next crop will come. There are provisions in the budget to make. Now that is where you all can take up. You are at that point where you can actually take up. आता आणि एक तुम्ही म्हणे, zonal agricultural officer will play a critical role. Mormugao zonal agriculture officer. We have been making noise for years and years. In between we read that okay, positive news that he is going to be appointed. But in such cases where zonal agriculture officer na, त्यांना आमच्या farmers कसो help मिळते?
See, zonal agriculture जातले आमची selected places like it may happen at any time.
No, so what happens to the farmers in this case?
Farmers zonal agriculture by the Mormugao taluka and Salsik Taluka has been served by one zonal agriculture
Exactly.
at Margam, which is not only
So,
for the last many years.
exactly.
But now our government, this government has bifurcated it. It has been approved also, so it may start in any time.
No, bifurcated no, there's lot of noise being made because एक farmer जो आता चिखले आमच्या काम करता or वेलसांव he has to go all the way आपणाची शेतां सोडून थंय वयचें. It's not practical.
कितें वचपाक जाता?
कचरो पळय
कशें जातलें?
कृषी
कितें करपाक वचपाक?
He has to go, he has to find out what it is because people are not coming. You are not making them aware.
Even they have got WhatsApp group.
कृषी
ऑफिसराचे नंबर आसा.
कोण?
कृषी महोत्सव म्हणून सरकारान बरो इव्हेंट केलो फूल फ्लेज नोव्हेंबर इव्हेंट पूण ग्राउंड रियलिटी पळोवपाक जाय तुमचे जे तलाटी जावं किंवा जे झोनल एग्रीकल्चर ऑफिसर बी आसता तांकां गांवांनी फार्मिंगाची एक्टिविटी कितें चल्ल्या वॉट आर द डिफिकल्टीज फेसिंग बाय द तुमकां रिपोर्ट येता काय कितें
आमी करतात activities.
हां जाल्यार लास्ट 2 years तुमी चेक करा जेन्ना पळय पावस पडटा डिझास्टर जाता कितले जाणांक तुमी रिलीफ दिल्लो आसा व तुमचे कडेन कितें उत्तर आसा काय कितें आसा वी विल बी आस्किंग दिस रिप्लाय
You ask me under RTI or just a
कित्याक
simple letter,
खूब
you reply.
प्लेसींनी लोकांक अजुनूय एप्लिकेशनां घालून कोण एमएलएच्या दारान वचा कोण आनी खंय वचा म्हणून लोक बसून एप्लिकेशनां घालीत आसा एक पयसो मेळूंक ना लोकांक
See,
Really, no, आमी सगळ्यांक
see, do we have a dedicated agriculture policy आयज पासून आसा आमच्या कडेन?
आमचे आतां काम करता.
एक्झॅक्टली आमी आतां काम करता म्हळें तुवें ऑनस्ट आन्सर वॉट यू गेट बट आमचे कडेन जेन्ना एग्रीकल्चरल पॉलिसी ना डेडिकेटेड एग्रीकल्चरल पॉलिसी हाव आर वी मेकिंग स्टेटमेंट्स ऑफ अट्रॅक्टिंग युथांक आमी सांगता यो टेक अप एग्रीकल्चर आमचे कडेन डेडिकेटेड पॉलिसी ना अँड वॉट आय नो इज तुम्ही ऑलरेडी पॉलिसी ड्राफ्ट करून धाडली पण मिनिस्टर कित्याक बसल्या ताजेर
न्यू कमिटी काढल्या आता न्यू कमिटीची परत रिव्ह्यू करून दिल्या परत एक
परत तुमची committee- कमिटीज पळय आसा न्ही
ती करता
ह्यो कमिटीज बी आसता न्ही एप्रिशिएट करता पूण कमिटीचो डेरिवेटिव मेळना की तेजो रिजल्ट येना कमिटीचे बसता फक्त
आणि
आय विल टेल यू वन मोर इन्सिडन्स कृषी कार्ड आसा पळय थोडे मार्जिनल फार्मर आसता ते थर्ड पार्टी रोयता थर्ड पार्टी कितें करता तांकां जर डिझास्टर जालो तांकां कांयच मेळना हाचेर तुमचे सरकारान कितें तरी उपाय हाडपाक जाय की सम टेम्पररी कार्ड दे शूड बी गिवन फाल्यां एक तर कुमुद्यात लँड रोयता तेजो टेनंट आसता टेनंट रोयना तो थर्ड पार्टीक दिता थर्ड पार्टीक डिझास्टर जालो रोयतांच ताका कम्पेन्सेशन खंयच्यान येतलें तुमचे डिपार्टमेंट म्हणटा की आपणाक तुजें कृषी कार्ड दाखय तो कृषी कार्ड करपाक आसा ताका तो टेनंट सतायता ना दिना म्हणटा आपूण तुका एनओसी इन सच केसीस वॉट इज योर प्रोविजन टू सेफगार्ड दिस मॅन
दिस इज वेर यू हॅव टू स्टेप
This is your policy, it should be your policy. This is where the government should intervene.
म्हाका एक सांग डायरेक्टर बाब आता तू म्हणटा यू हॅव कमिंग विथ अ न्यू पॉलिसी वेर फार्मर्स विल गेट बेनिफिट द सपोर्ट बेनिफिट फर्स्ट ऑल दिस शुड हॅव बीन डन बिफोर आता why you don't go to the old system and give the release the subsidy because it is amounting about 1.2 crores सारखे हा
ॲटलीस्ट फॉर टाइम बिंग
फायनान्शियल अप्रुव्हल आम्ही धरून ना त्यांच्याकडे
but
फायलिंग प्रोसेस
it is a simple logic that before the next crop starts ते आते पैसे जास्त झाले नो आता why you can do this new policy if it is good for the farmer as you say it can be done the next coming crop नी आता त्यांना तो जरा दिन उडवपाचे पैसे
सध्या तर रिलीफ दिया
and there is another confusion also in the farmer's mind that 2000 for 3 times in a year it was coming Pradhan Mantri Kisan आता ते पतून मागले पैसे whatever reasons it might be so there is so much of confusion in the minds of the farmers आणि as you know शेतकार म्हणटा तो आमगे गोंयचो इज अ स्थानिक गोंयकार सारको that you will agree with me सारको स्थानिक गोंयकार आणि ते हे प्रोफेशन ते जनरेशन करीत येयले कळ्ळें तुका न्हू आज परत आमगेले एम्प्लॉयमेंट ना म्हणून आमगे भुरगे थोडे भायर पावले पण स्टील जाणटे जाल्यार जाणटेली अजून शेतां वयताय आनी हे लोकांक डिपार्टमेंट इज नॉट किपींग एनी फोकस ऑन देम बट इट इज अ व्हेरी सॅड स्टोरी न्ही
As time goes by, the demand increases.
तूं जाणा तूं आय एम टेलिंग यू समथींग नॉट बिकॉज आय एम एम ए क्लब बिकॉज देर आर प्रायवेट प्लेयर्स ह्या लोकांक शेतां ट्रॅक्टर आनी मशीन मेळटाय इफ यू रिलाय ऑन युअर डिपार्टमेंट let me finish. I myself, before buying a tractor, I have brought a tractor from the government, and I know what kind of service they are doing. Post they are coming only with a mindset not to do any work. एकला सांगले रॉंग झाला आण गाडा घरा पावच म्हणतो in your office. I told one of the MCO that was the tractor thing wrong law. I will remove it at my cost and bring it back to your base. So this is the service that the government is giving, with paying heavy salaries for the whatever the staff is. I don't want to go in that because private players are there. Because private players are there, nobody is suffering today because of machinery. And Ata, what is your role of the department of giving that some little bit whatever support price you are giving, 5 rupees per kilo of paddy, that also you are daily is it correct? And that to our original Stanic Goikar, where is supposed to go?
Director,
let me reply to you the first question of mechanization. Department encourages private players. That's why department gives subsidy for private players to purchase tractors, and thereafter it is a employment generation also other than government. That's why government gives subsidy for private player to enter into this business, and slowly government people should not depend much on this because private players should come into employment for this, maybe a tractor hiring, maybe transplanter hiring, maybe paddy combine harvester hiring, new machine transplanting. कितने private players हैं? आम्ही encourage करते हैं.
But ज्यांना तुम्ही encourage करता private player, do you put a cap on something?
What cap?
Like for example, many of them do it free of cost at their own day. But there are private players who one day if you give total control.
Total control आमचे नाही control असं म्हणतात.
No, put तुमगेला 1-2 player थिंगा monopoly करपा कमायस झाला. You know it. They are interfering with everybody. Now people like us, we are fighting it out. तुमगेला अशा सालसेचा 10 मेन प्लेयर झाला रेडी झाला आहे की तुमगेला सगळे त्यांच्याच कब्जा केला त्यांनी. And monopoly that is why the government has, the department has to be little serious. They किती करताय? When your Kharif season starts, they bring so many machines from out. Harvesting. They should not be allowed. Now, as of now, there are enough machines in Goa. अब बारसान आता है, and सगळे को अपना एक machine में capture करते हैं. But we are here because it is our passion. As I told you, I am a कृषि card holder. आवश्यकता. Of course. You have to
protect the people who are engaged in this business of one person.
100%. You do that. Now when this now you have a dialogue of all the service providers before the harvesting season starts, and you take the inputs.
Director, तुवें 2 point आता admit केल्या की you would put a cap on outside machines. Number 1. Yes. Second point की जो पळय आता support price दिवपाक जाय, like backlog उरला disperse करपाचो. तेही तुवें admit केल्या that we should do it immediately. Can you give a commitment in front of the press that this
commitment of the once we get a expenditure sanction from the government.
No, you cannot wait for that. You have to demand that sanction. You have to demand that sanction.
Demand करून घेताना
Yeah. So you give a commitment to the farmer that this backlog will be cleared immediately and this capping will also be done. Give a commitment.
Confidence में होना.
And second issue.
Nothing but that.
कितना delay की director? Why is the delay?
Why there is a delay?
तू एक सांगले small and marginalized. So you can see त्यांचे financial condition किती पळय.
They are hand to mouth.
Hand to mouth.
Hand to mouth. You cannot compare Goa farmers with other state farmers. They are big shots.
आणि ताणी तर गिव अप केले न्ही ते भुरग्यांक सांगतले बाबा तुम्ही आनी हातून येनाका आमी त्रास काडले ते पुरो. So it is linked to that also. So हातून
it should be lucrative, it should be
come up
effective.
with this to encourage the youth.
Unless the government is discouraging not to do it.
तसं काय नाही.
So they can sell this, convert and sell it to daily builders.
Every negative step of the
government scheme लागता मी ready vegetable वगैरे procure करता 150% the cost of that. Not to discourage. But
So next generation farmer तुम्ही तयार करपाक तुम्ही किती स्कीम काढल्या?
कितल्यो scheme आसा आमच्यो? You name the crop we have.
So why is it not increasing with this 5,000?
Name the crop you have to 5,000.
No, this is a very important point what she has raised. Ki what is the response? Have we reached out to the youth? Announce केले is one thing. मिनिस्टर खूप अनाउन्स करता बट फायनली दे आर नॉट द फेलोज. तर फक्त your team, if your team can encourage,
We have schemes right from planting
Schemes
to
असा.
marketing.
see
किती
schemes,
नाम केले
पण
जातात.
schemes असा आमचा प्रधानमंत्री खूप स्कीम्स अनाउन्स करता. 26 जानेवारी 15 ऑगस्ट डबलिंग द इन्कम काय नाही ना, इट इज ऑन पेपर. बट यू आर द पीपल ऑन ग्राउंड who can actually bring that change.
It is not flowing on the ground.
It is not reaching the ground
It is
level.
not reaching.
Sir, with this 15,
With
16
the
lakh
same
population of
intensity.
Goa, it is shocking to have only 5,000 farmers registered. If it's true.
We have got 47,000 farmers registered with us.
We have to encourage. no?
पण 47 farmers
कितली extent आहे?
डायरेक्टर तुझे 47,000 तुम्ही म्हणता फार्मर रजिस्टर्ड असा म्हणून जाल्यार तुम्ही सेन्सस काढला की 47,000 फार्मरांचे
कितले
कितले एक्चुअली
active.
एक्टिव्ह असा
कितले ऍक्टिव्ह असा
तुम्ही असं सांगपाक शकता
बिकॉज
that will give you the health of your department.
Some here and there, थोडे महिन्याला महिन्याला सबसिडी घेतात.
Exactly. And what actions are you taking whereby these numbers should not get depleted? It should increase.
या सगळ्या assistance, incentivizing
So
farmers
that means-
to retain farmers in
So
agriculture.
this
We are making every
this-
effort to
this-
see that a farmer is
This
retained in
is
agriculture.
absolutely correct. That means these figures which you have to revisit, check karpak whether this 47 is increasing to 50,000. Then your agencies or your programs which are from the central येता from state level येता त्या तुझे program successful म्हणून तुका indicator येतलो. आणि जर ते farmers deplete जाता जाल्यार your schemes are not working. And you have to find out what are the signals plaguing this decrease in farmers and implementing the schemes. जाल्यारच तुमचं डिपार्टमेंट काम करता अशें जालें ना. You have to come out with the figures. बाबा year वर्साक आमचे 47,000 registered आसले, they were doing farming activity. This year we have 50,000. Yes, good. If it is coming down, then there is a failure somewhere.
No,
So
and,
that's
and,
figure
and, and
47
not only
thousand.
crop, आमचे फक्त crop म्हळ्यार it looks like फक्त paddy आणि कितें. Now what about cashew? Cashew आमी promise केल्ले rupees 150. Coconut हांका कितें आसा? What are the incentives? Announcing is one. Are we reaching out to them? रेनरांक पावता आमी आनी कोणाक पावता आमी. It is depleting. Numbers are depleting.
Now government has also increased the support price of paddy, cashew, announced.
No, announcing is one part.
आता तुम्ही actual गेले पडत notification याची करायचं.
कित्याक see I
तुमच्या लेना government announce करतो there are some procedures to be adopted.
Exactly. This is strangulating the farmer. This is suffocating the farmer. These are the administrative decrees. This is exactly what we have come here. Your policies are on paper. Implementation is at a very low ebb. Why it is happening? Why it should not get strengthened? Your middle system asa poi it is strengthened na. It is very weak. It is not reaching the farmers. And farmers डोळे ओपन करून पळयता की अरे गव्हर्नमेंटान दिले चांगला मरे खंय पावला कितें कांयच ना. लोक मागीर म्हणटा तुम्ही फडिंग म्हणटा. Your my intentions might be right, good. But जेन्ना पळय ती स्कीम जेन्ना पळय फार्मांक पावना फार्मर म्हणटा फडिंग म्हणटा सगळे.
आणि to be
टायमली पावपाक जाय न्ही.
The budget for this agriculture has been increasing a lot.
बेनिफिट घेता म्हणजे ते काय बेनिफिट घेनासून पावना म्हणजे लोक घेता ना तुमका नावां
see
तुम्ही एक म्हाका तुमकां नांव भेटत खंयची तालुक्यांत कितली नांवां घेतली खंयची विलेज वायज कितले शेतकऱ्यांनी बेनिफिट घेतले इट इज देयर ऑन द पेपर.
but you will come to know every year, every financial year कितले number increase झाल्या पळय ते. That will tell the effectiveness जी policy announce केल्या पळय ती.
That we can give you.
Secondly, very important. आयज आमी म्हणटा farmer is not taking up or the youth are not taking up. आमचे जे जमनी आसा, be it comunidad, be it private, whatever. Does agriculture department play any role in protecting an agricultural land if it is fallow? कित्याक आयज एका फार्मराक strangulate करतात big players, real estate lobby, for him to run away from there. And that zamin gets converted. Conversion आमचे आसा minister करपाक. This is where you all have to play a role, put a stamp of the agriculture department. Now, his zamin we will rejuvenate and bring up for agriculture. अशे खुबशे जमनी गेले.
Director, can you put
खूपशे आमचे फॅलो लँड सुद्धा आता परत करपाक लागले. नवीन
The main incentive is because it is getting a support price. That you all are not giving. That also, you know, it is a very small amount.
I know.
That has to be increased. Yes, director, when is the last time the budget was increased for the agriculture in Goa?
Budget every year increases something.
Every year
That
it
is only
increased.
to cater for inflation, for big changes,
It has been
big
increased.
policy
Last time it has
changes.
increased.
What is catering is only for the inflation, but big changes for the policy changes kitल्या. See, I'll give an example. An example दिता Chikali Youth Farmers Club. You all must have seen. They are all educated youth, graduates. Some are into graduation. They took up when during lockdown, Chief Minister announced स्वयंपूर्ण गोय त्या साइडीन प्रधानमंत्र्याने अनाउन्स केले. After that they came out with a policy, every college to adopt, every village, if you remember. What was done after that? What was the follow-up? Policy केलं. I myself was involved in devising a policy for one particular. What was the follow-up? काय झालं?
म्हाका दिसता डायरेक्टर एक तुमचो मेन इश्यू म्हणटा तो which will give confidence to the farmer and the farming community in Goa की तुम्ही एवरी इयर डिक्लेअर करचे पडटले की ह्या वर्साक आमी फार्मरांनी कितले क्रॉप्स रोयल्या, this was the amount of fallow land, how much crop is been cultivated, whether the fallow land has reduced or whether it is again increasing. That statement, this white paper you have to come out with. Only once you bring this white paper, then you can say agriculture activity in Goa is sustainable and growing. Otherwise, it will be a very sorry state. Some other lobby or some other department will be flourishing. हे मागच्या म्हाका दिसता तुम्ही हेची दखल घेवपाची.
सपोर्ट प्राइस कितले दिसान आणि कितले मॅक्सिमम हाऊ मेनी
And as early as possible, we are
अर्लियस्ट म्हळ्यार कितें केन्ना
Monsoon जाता
once immediately once we get a sanction from
10 days 15 days
That's a open statement.
done on beginning the matter.
That's an open statement. आणि
Compared
काही
to last year.
Target
अजून
dates
तो
ना.
बेगीन म्हणटा ऍक्च्युअली एप्रिल एंड देखून मेळटा म्हणटा लास्ट आता तुमकां वी आर इन जून नाव मे जून हां नो नॉर्मली दॅट इज कम
तुमच्या सगळ्या
हां केन्ना मेळटा जोगी
मार्च आमची फोन झाली मार्च जाता न्हू तिला मागितले
Director, there for the year there are only 12 months. तुम्ही स्पेसिफाय करची. हे फर्स्ट क्वार्टर मेळटले, सेकंड क्वार्टर मेळटले, थर्ड क्वार्टर मेळटले. एक सांगपाक
सगळ्यांक मेळटले.
गव्हर्मेंटाक प्रश्न आसतले
पयशे नाही अशें म्हणलं एसपीचे सँक्शन ती फायल येयली की ना इमिडिएटली क्लियर करना आमकां आमी सगळे चेंजीस प्रोसेस सगळे करून दवरले आसा.
विदिन 10 days
एकदा फायल पावली ती ना
so
फायल एकदा एसपीचे सँक्शन मेळोची ना
how long it will take 10 days
ती फायल येतकच जावन सांगूंक शकता न्हू.
सो आणि आता गोंयांत आमी आतां पळयता हरशी जुनान ह्या टायमार सारको कंटिन्यू पावस पडटालो. आतां पावस पडना. वेदर चेंज जायत आसा. वेदर चेंज जायत आसा पूण फार्मराक ताजो इफेक्ट जाता. ताजो तुमी कितें तरी तुमी करपाक जाय. ताका तुमी कितें तरी फार्मराक तुमी कितें सपोर्ट करपाक जाय की तुमचो क्रॉप डिले जालो काय तुमचो हें जालो जाल्यार तुमी कितें तरी येवपाक जाय. कित्याक वेदर चेंज जालें की ऑब्वियसली फार्मिंग चेंज जाताच जाता. सो तुमची कितें
it's a
पॉलिसी
global effect. का आम्ही तयार आसा.
ताका तयार
What is
जावपाक
it in the years it will become worse. आमच्याकडे कितें अशी पॉलिसी आसा anything to cater for the worst days to come.
क्लायमेट चेंज जावन
Climate change will definitely affect the crops. People might not after few years.
delayed now.
After few years, people might think of really to cultivate paddy or not. This danger is there.
सर आणि एक रिक्वेस्ट आहे सबसिडी पे मी होता की 100 महिने 8 महिने एक वेरिएबल कोकोनट सबसिडी सो कितें आसा तो फार्मर कितें आसा तो डिसएनकरेज जाता इवन तो प्लस द नेक्स्ट प्लाकिंग वाय बिकॉज डज नॉट हैव द मनी सो व्हाई इज दैट अ सबसिडी cannot be given in a short period of time.
That is our efforts are going on better. दिला घातला आम्ही घातला किंवा
हय ना
म्हणजे आमच्याकडे दिला पावली
कितें तेका बजेट
फार्मरच्या अकाउंट्सान डायरेक्ट घालतात पयलीं अकाउंट्सान घालता सांगता
हय
अकाउंट्सान घालतले आनी 1 मंथ गेली आसतले केन्ना 5 दीस जातले केन्ना 3 जातले सो ती गेली आतां विदीन 1 डे जर सँक्शन जाली की विदीन 1 or 2 days इट विल गो टू फार्मर्स
कितें सो फायल ती फुली टेबल
स्टेप गव्हर्नमेंट घेतला इमिडिएटली वचपाक
for weeks it remains in the table only then it takes time to process it. So I'm saying if it is a week then it should get
Director दिसता म्हाका डायरेक्टर म्हाका दिसता आमी सगळे पॉयंट तुमच्या फुडल्यान आतां घातल्या आनीक आतां आमी एक मेमोरंडम दिवपाक सोदता तुमकां की आमी जे पळय तुमचे कडेन
तुम्ही आता point मांडले.
पॉईंट म्हणले ते आणि तुवें नोट डावन केल्ले आसा आणि हे पॉयंट्स तुवें नोट डावन केला हे 1 or 2 points which requires immediate attention आणि तुवें एग्री केला की immediate attention दितले म्हणून मातशें एक प्रेसाक तुम्ही सांगचे की एक immediate
ती माहिती बरें सांगितलं.
See, now, let us see. You are saying,
It will give a confidence to the farmer.
what are we taking away from meeting you now? We have met you.
आम्ही दुसऱ्या डिपार्टमेंटान गेला
We have met you. Now, what do we take away from you? What's going, what is your
A
answer?
confidence building statement.
एक कॉन्फिडन्स बिल्डिंग स्टेटमेंट
Whatever support price and all other subsidies which are there will be expedited and it will be given.
Can we expect it by end of June?
June.
June.
एक तू स्टेटमेंट दी कोंकणीन आमचे कितें आमचे
कितें आसता ते म्हाका एकदां गव्हर्मेंटाचे एक्सपेंडिचर सँक्शन इमिडिएटली तेची पेंडींग चेंजीस आसा दॅट सबसिडी वील गो टू दी फार्मर्स
So anyway, our demand is two demands, main demands. One is release the subsidy as soon as possible.
Yes.
Okay. Second demand is to increase the support price. As your own words, you have said that you have increased the budget. The budget is what? Only increase the salaries of the staff and whatever other overhead expenditure.
Support price, now proposal is to the government to increase the support price of coconut from
And paddy also.
paddy from 20 to 20 rupees, cashew from 1
20 to 20 rupees? 22?
22.
22 rupees. That 25 is up there. And outside machinery, what you all are bringing?
Outside machine ते examine करता हूँ कि आमचे किती आसा अंडर प्रायव्हेट encouraging private players आम्ही सबसिडी घेवपाक पॉवर घेवपाक बायक हार्वेस्टर घेवपाक आणि तांकां सफिशियंट बिझनेस मेळटले ते तर भायले हाडटा म्हणून ते बेकार उरपाक ना तांकां तांचो बिझनेस प्रोटेक्ट करून भायली तर गरज आसा शेतकऱ्यांची बेगीन हार्वेस्टिंग करपाक
हे कित्याक जाणाय तुम्ही पयला टॅक्सीवाल्यांचो कितें जालो हांगा टॅक्सी आसतना भायल्यान हाडून कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट दिता तसले जावंक उपकारना.
नेवर इट विल नेवर
थँक्यू.
हांवें तुम्हाला सांगला ना
पूण आतां गेले ते तारीख प्रभाव पयलो एक मीटिंग जाता यू नो अबाउट दॅट ईच सर्वीस प्रोवायडर इज गिवन एरिया that is thrown to the winds as per the circumstances. You know what I am coming to. Then suddenly somebody comes and says, I am giving you free. So free allow market. But how can you put there when you have kept an area for a particular service provider? What does that machine does? What does that machine and that cost of the transient machine? What happens to that? Suddenly somebody says, I am coming and giving you free. Not who has not been allotted that area.
This is how Reliance announced free service initially when they launched आणि बारीक पाय प्लेयर आशिल्ले तांकां मारून उडयले तशें जावंक उपकारना.
सर मातशें हांगा पळया.
If compromise accepted, we will take it for it.
ओके थँक्यू सर.
डबल एंट्री दी मरे आणि एक स्टेप मारून आणि एक डबल एंट्री पण आम्ही ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Nothing personal.
Why the Congress delegation came to?
एक मिनिट. Yes, sir. Ready?
So why that Congress delegation came today?
The Congress delegation became some issues of the farmer. The main issue was pending support price of farmers. Support price once we get approval from government, the support price will be immediately released to them. Immediately, is the final approval. And it was support price. That was the main issue.
But why was the delay for the support price?
Support price, it is not delayed as such. The major delay was, government has proposed to increase the support price. So increase because government approval today time delay. And by I think by another 15 days, I think 15-20 days by June, middle of July, exactly this is complete. It is a fair kind of fine. After all, we are following the files, That is the making. It is no big delays.
So they will be getting by July.
Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
As per
another
the-
problem, another issue was there about the tractor, the private tractor. The capping should be there. What exactly it was?
No, take it as a tractor. No, paddy combine harvester.
Okay.
Paddy combine harvester. We do not have sufficient number of harvester in the state. So we have encouraged some private people to purchase the harvester, and we give them subsidy also. In addition to this, harvesting paddy it is a time-bound operation. It cannot be kept in the harvest within few days, within a week. It is to be harvested. So we do not have that much in number of harvester which can do that time-bound operation. So we bring from outside. So there was one this thing that whom we have encouraged, private player, they are not getting business. So we see if they are not getting business, we will see that they get business, and after they get business, rest work which is there will be given to the outside, harvester from outside. But the people who bring harvester are not outside people. They are Goans only. They hire it from outside and get the work done.
So because it has to be done in certain
In
that
certain
time only.
And the Saglishat Barvo Pikta.
Yeah.
Because within that question of 20 days or maximum 1 month, Shat Pikta Tsuri.
Because it's a high time of this.
Today begin Pikta and Pikta cha Pikta.
So few days back that Pradhan Mantri Nidhi Yojana, what exactly it was that money the farmer has told that they should return the money back? What exactly it was?
Pmkisan Samman Nidhi Mandal. It is a government of India scheme. It is not a state government scheme. It is 100% sponsored, but it is not coming to our treasurers. When the scheme was first implemented in 1890, we were asked to take farmers who have owned the land are eligible to get that 6,000 rupees in 3 installment of 2,000 each after every 4 months. That was the condition. Exclusion list was people who are government servant are excluded, people who take pension over 10,000 rupees are excluded, ex-MLAs or politicians, those who are holding the post of minister, Zilla Panchayat, Sarpanch, they are excluded. And another main exclusion was that people who are paying income tax, they are excluded. When this taken, we have submitted application to Government of India. They received all installment. Thereafter, Government of India verified it by mapping. Mapping is the name of the farmer, survey number, whether that name is figuring 1 and 14. They online check it digitally. They found that some of the farmer, their name is not figuring in 1 and 14. When the farmer submitted the application, what happened, most of the lands are on farmers, not on farmers. It is some lands are on father's name, grandfather's name. The father died, but inheritance, Mr. A is cultivating it, but his name is not figuring it. But he is enjoying the land as it is here. ते mapping check केले, so त्यांना exclude केले. Income tax पे असं त्यांना ते income tax mapping केले. Name of the farmer व income tax भरता होना. थोडे त्यांना मिळाले income tax तो भरता, थोडे मिळाले तो पहिलो भरतालो आता भरी ना. त्यांना त्याने exclude केले. असे around 3,000 plus farmer आमचे असा. So for that we have given them, Government of India insisted that we should recover that money and return it back. That comes all them SOP कळते. So since Government of India wanted us to refund that money, we have informed farmer. We have not given them any timeline, deadline. Government of India is also not satisfied. आमचे तडे around 3,000 plus असा. In other state is like so far.
The money will be recovered from them, sir.
Money will be recovered. Let us see. We have sent them the letter. Some farmers पुढे आता representation आमकां कशें काय येलें अशें. कोणी refund केलें maybe few.
Okay, around 3,000 farmers are there.
3,000 plus farmers are.